All right. So if you're listening to this on the day that it happened, it is Monday, November 4th. So our next episode coming out is Wednesday. Okay, so there's not one tomorrow. It's Wednesday. I know it'll take a bit to get the adjustment, but I think it's going to be cleaner. And then if we have to down the road, we'll add more episodes. So our next episode is coming out on Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about truck parking. We're going to be talking with Scott Grenerth from Big Rest, and we're going to find out all about how his app tells drivers where to park, what locations are available, what services are available, all kinds of stuff. This is really, really a cool app. And we had a good conversation about this. So we will be talking with Scott from Rig Rest on Wednesday. On Friday, you got to check out this mini Peterbilt we found at the 519 Loud and Proud show. This thing is really cool. It's actually a car, but it looks like a Peterbilt. And this guy builds custom trucks and custom cars, and it was really cool. We're going to be talking about that on episode number 396. We've got an interview with Christine de Bruin. Now, if you know that name, that's because Christine is an Olympic bobsled. She's on the Olympic team for the bobsledders, woman bobsledders, and we are going to talk to her about how she got involved with that, how her career's developed, what she's doing, how she trains, all that kind of stuff. Now, she was connected to us through my friends over at Bison, because Bison's a sponsor for the Olympic bobsled, and I thought it would be cool to have that on. You know, it doesn't always have to be trucking, but you know what? The big message here is if she can do it, you can do it. And it doesn't matter if you're bobsledding or driving a truck. Women can do a lot of cool stuff. We're going to be talking about some of the driver opportunities we saw at the Trucking Network Job Fair. So we'll do a little recap of the show for you. And then we had talked to a ton of carriers there. And so if you're looking to find a job in transportation, I mean, we have some great carriers here. We have Bison, we have Rosedale, we have Transwest, we have Rims, but there's other good carriers too. And we talked to some of them at the show. We did a stretch break with Andrea Morley of Healthy Trucker. You do not want to miss this. Anyway, so we've got lots of stuff coming on. We're going to be talking about what happened over at the job fair on November 13th. Episode number 399, we're going to be taking a look at the old Challenger cab over. It was at Special Olympics, but the best part is I had to show a young person how to get into it. So if you've never... It was really cool. So this is a nice cab over that Challenger brings around to the shows, and we're going to be taking a look at that, but we're going to have a little bit of discussion with the young person about what they think of cab overs and how to get into one. So that'll be fun. That'll be over on episode number 399. Episode 400, we take a look at e-learning. We talk to Dr. Gina Anderson about an e-learning program where drivers for onboarding and stuff, where they're doing everything. It's not just the same as computer learning, but they're customizing it in some really cool ways that I think you're really going to like. So that's episode number 400. And hey, we hit episode number 400. That's going to be a big deal as well. And as you probably know, if you've been in the industry at all, there's a drug and alcohol clearinghouse, which is starting in the U.S. for U.S. carriers starting January 6, 2020. And we caught a presentation by Brandon Curse of Driver Check about the clearinghouse, how it's going to work, what's involved. So don't miss that. That's happening on November 20th. We've got another cool gray Peterbilt that's a B-Train that we found up at the 519 Loud and Proud show, and we're going to be taking a look at that, and it is one really cool ride. So make sure you join us for episode number 402. Episode 403, we take a look at a convoy which is going from Quebec to California with our friends over in Transwest, and we're going to find out what their drivers are doing, how they're doing it, and what the convoy is all about. This is a big convoy with Truck Stop Quebec and a bunch of other media partners going on, and we had the joy of sitting down and talking with them and finding out exactly where they're going in Mississauga. So they were passing through, so make sure you join us for that one in episode number 403. We're going to talk about how to improve your CVOR at episode number 404. This is part of the ISB Global Services presentation that happened, and we're going to give you some tips on what you can be doing to improve your CVOR. And then we have a really, really cool old Kenworth that we saw up at the Clifford Truck Show, and this one is really, really well done. We are going to take a look at that and find out all about that. We've got events coming up next, and we've got events coming up every week, and there's a lot of good stuff, so make sure you join us for the podcast.